David Martin on Operation Warp Speed.
I was told to have available the vaccine for all of Americans.
For our story this week on 60 Minutes, we got exclusive access into Operation Warp Speed. But what's going on in there is growing a virus?
Yeah, exactly.
The federal government's plan to manufacture and distribute 600 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine.
Break it down into small parts, start it, and then escalate rapidly. So my goal, tens of millions in December, hopefully, and we expand into hundreds of millions January, February, March.
Four-star General Gus Perna leads the operation.
Our overall objective.
And he told us one of the challenges he faces is that most of the vaccines require 2 separate shots.
Second dose has to be stored and executed with discipline. It is probably our most vulnerable piece in the distribution.
So in the meeting, you said the greatest vulnerability is that second dose. Why?
5 of the 6 vaccines require 2 doses. And so what we want to do is make sure that in our distribution plan and eventual administration of the vaccine to an individual, that we have the second dose available. We don't want you, David, showing up, getting your shot, being told to come back 21 days later, and the second shot is not there.
What do you think is the weakest link in the distribution chain?
And we have to ensure that everybody understands the allocations they're going to get, understand the cadence of which allocations are going to come at them, then we need them to connect in Tiberias and tell us where they want us to put the vaccine.
Where you're allocating, and it color codes the map in counties and cities by how many doses that you've allocated.
Tiberius is a proprietary software program created for Operation Warp Speed.
You can turn on where your hospitals are, where your pharmacies, your nursing homes, and where all of your enrolled providers are. So
it's supposed to link together different databases to allow Perna to track the vaccine every step of the way from manufacture to inoculation. At the beginning of the pandemic, states were competing against each other for supplies, ventilators, masks. Are they going to have to compete against each other for the vaccine?
My view is the answer is no to that. The planning that we've done, the planning that we demonstrated to you just earlier this morning, has the premise of fair and equitable distribution across 64 jurisdictions of the United States. And then we need, in my opinion, the governors and their staffs who are responsible for their states to really understand and then make final decisions for distribution of the vaccine.
Well, how do you decide how much goes to each state?
Well, I proposed several recommendations. The decision will be up above us. It'll be a board that convenes with several scientists. Dr. Fauci is a part of that. Dr. Birx is a part of that. Dr. Redfield from the CDC is a part of that.
Can you guarantee that Democratic states will be treated the same as Republican states?
As far as I am concerned, right, me personally, responsible for the mission of distributing the vaccine, it will be fair and equitable across the United States of America.
Perna estimates Operation Warp Speed has cost the American taxpayer roughly $12 billion so far, but expects that number will grow to as much as $26 billion. Are people who get the shot going to have to pay for it?
No. We've been told that we are buying the vaccine, right? So we've already purchased the vaccine if we're going to distribute it. And people who are insured, insurance companies will pay for the administration costs. People who are uninsured, the Secretary of Health and Human Services is working with CMS, and they've established a policy that uninsured people will have the vaccine available to them. The goal, of course, is that all people have access to the vaccine, no matter where they are in America or what their status is financially.
So you're not going to be out of pocket any money getting a shot, but since these are taxpayer dollars, you've already paid for the vaccine.
Absolutely.
You've seen the polls that show an increasing number of Americans are expressing doubt about taking the vaccine. That's got to concern you.
I'll show you some concern in a minute.
I believe, with my name, thinking about my mother.
Yeah, you're a liar too.
Elderly. Thinking about my 3 granddaughters.
Yeah.
That's what I'm visualizing.
Yeah, you
right?
are.
And shame on us.
Shame on you, you bastard.
Produce this vaccine and we distribute it to the American people and we lose their confidence and they don't take it. Shame on us.
You can
Yeah,
manufacture
shame on you
vaccine,
big
but how do
time.
you manufacture trust.
It's a leadership thing, right? I will be standing in the line, right, when the vaccine comes out.
Yeah, you will.
You going to get one of the first shots?
I will.
Yeah, liar.
I'll stand up and get it, and I'll be proud of it.
Yeah. Tell you what, people, that's the biggest liar I ever heard in my life. Now, you want to know where the Operation Warp Speed come from, people? The shot is coming from Switzerland, okay? And so I want to show you right here where your Operation Warp Speed is coming from, okay? All right, now, folks, he's at the Van Groffen estate there where Barbara Bush is from, okay? And you know the whole thing about Barbara Bush. Supposed to be Aleister Crowley's daughter, which I really believe she is, okay? So your warp speed right there comes from a town called Warb, and Warb translated over into English is warp, okay? Here we go.
So here we are in the place called Warp, where the Laura Bush family is from Gravenried. So somewhere, and here we see the sun hieroglyph, so that's down here in the village. Even in the old farmhouses, so here are the descendants of the pharaohs. And up there somewhere, we see a lot of chemtrails there, is the castle. Of course, a lion here on the hotel, the symbol of the aristocracy and the pharaonic dignity. Where, of course, the descendants of they're sort of a pyramid, descendants of the aristocracy live down here. And, Nazi-like writings here. And we're going up there to the castle. And here is another sun hieroglyph. I used to know some people here. There was an American living here. And here another sort of Nazi-like symbol with the Swiss Templars cross in the middle.
This was 5 years ago, folks. This when he filmed this, 5 years ago, okay?
There you can see on the Swiss car, everywhere Swiss is putting up the Templars flag. And here again, that's hotel. And here the lion, symbol of the aristocracy, has a coat of arms with a Templars cross in it. And here we're going up here. And there's that castle of with the Bush legacy, Laura Bush, and also related to some senators and where the American embassy went to. And there's the town of Warp, like in Warp Speed. Some rich Swiss, fancy cars. And the Sphere, just in front of the United Nations in New York, the Vatican, spheres. Probably the world domination. So there's the name of the place, Warp, like in Star Trek. And here's a Schloss.
See there,
castle.
folks?
And there.
Tell you what, if you wanted to, you can see this entire thing. If you go to his channel, Chatsy Frats, it's Warb Castle of the U.S. Presidency bloodline in Washington of Swiss lineage dynasty. On the Chatsy Frats, okay? There you go, it's YouTube. And as you can see right there below the description for that, folks, it's 5 years old. So this wasn't made for this. I don't even know where Dr. Harass is these days. He could be dead, man. The Swiss could have killed him. But this is where your shot's coming from, folks, from Novartis Pharmaceuticals. And I've been trying to tell you guys about this shot. Tell you what, if you want to go to my second video that's on my playlist I ever made about Crowley and the Liber Oz, the carpet story, it's the second video that I've ever made on this channel. It's the second oldest one. I'll show you what it says about Novartis Pharmaceuticals, folks. Plus, I've got a couple of Dr. Haras's videos here for the corona. Let's see here real quick. Just to go on ahead and make it easy on you, I'll go on ahead and show you where to go. Hang on. You want to know about Novartis Pharmaceuticals that's giving you your shot? I'll go on ahead and I'll just let Dr. Haras explain it to you. And folks, I'm going to tell you something about Dr. Haras. Every time that this man has told me anything or he has showed me anything about this stuff in the Swiss, it's always been true. There you go. We'll view the channel here. He kind of makes it into like a little joke like, is what he makes it into. He calls it Homie Land Security because he calls himself Homie Haras, okay? But there you go, Homie Land Security. And the very first two videos that you have right there, you can see all about that. And he made those videos almost a year ago, well before this vaccination shot come out, okay? So go check them out. Homie Land Security. And there you got it, the first two videos. You'll know all about your corona shot. Thank you for seeing my video. Operation Warp Speed, Warp Switzerland.